But now another crisis has been sniffed out. Another crisis. USA Today publicized it. Extreme heat has been shown to disproportionately affect people of color. Did you know that? Extreme heat?
I did not.
That's in the United States. We're not even talking about Africa and Malaysia, the people of color, right, who live around the equator. But anyway, the people of color who populate especially hot, concrete-laden urban areas, which go on to become heat islands. There's another term, heat islands. Yes. These were outlined by a new study published in May in Nature Communications. I've never heard of that magazine, but researchers examined the distribution of heat islands. These are parts of cities with higher average temperature than the surrounding areas, and they found that during the summer of 2017, they had to go all the way back to 2017 to find good data. I guess in nearly all large urban areas, the average non-white person lived in a census tract with a higher heat island intensity.
I would love to know when that concept, that word, those two words were combined to form yet another attack on Whitey.
Food desert, heat island, food insecurity, you name it, it's
restorative description.
Yeah.
Restorative description, I'm sorry.
Restorative, yeah, golly. Now, the fact is, these places, it's just called low-income housing. These high-rises made of concrete.
Yeah.
I'm sure we deliberately built them so that they would bake black people in the summer. This is more structural racism. Oh, boy. Just like the rotunda in the archives, it's structural racism. The thing about it is, what if you controlled for income? Or what if you, even more important, what if you control for IQ? I bet you'd find that the stupidest people live in the least desirable neighborhoods. You think there's any chance of that?
Well, unfortunately, the stupidest people also live in some of the most desirable areas. We know that with Chicago, with D.C.
From the point of view of access to downtown.
Correct.
Yes, but where there are likely to be no parks. See, that's what they're talking about. The problem is, I bet if you did a study, I bet you would find that blacks and Hispanics and dim people are probably less likely to have ocean views or lakefront property or pool tables in their basements, because all those things are probably racist. Now, the whole nutty idea here is that you find something in which black people or Hispanics aren't doing as well as whites, and you come up with some brand new name to blame Whitey, some brand new way to do it. Remember toxic racism? The fact that blacks and Hispanics are more likely to live next to the dump. Because I guess, we force them at gunpoint to live next to the dump. Anyway, now, we got some heat islands in Chicago last weekend. Remember, we were talking about the fact that heat seems to affect BIPOCs, especially the B in BIPOC in a special way. And hot weather came to Chicago last week, and there were at least 63 people shot. 63 people. That's a lot of bang, bang, bang. In 3 of them fatally, from June 25 to June 27th. And the violence this week broke the 2021 record so far. That was set in last May when 55 people were shot, 11 fatally, rather than 63 shot and 3 fatally. So more people being shot, more wild shooting. Now, is there any other city on earth with numbers like that? I mean, maybe the Gaza Strip under Israeli air attack. I don't know. Damascus, the
perhaps
Civil War.
Maybe from a per capita standpoint, maybe St. Louis, if you actually broke it up by population, considering how big Chicago is.
Right.
We talked about a couple weeks ago that map of that list of the most dangerous cities, and maybe some of these Mexican cities where they're the drug cartels.
But do you get 63 people shot over a weekend? I mean, I don't know. I think their aim is better. They might kill 50 people and wound 1. I don't know.
I'm still upset that under Rahm Emanuel, Chicago disbanded their amazing police review. Yes. Every year they put out an even more concise database of non-fatal and fatal homicide victims and the firearm that was used, and it was extraordinary.
It was very well done.
Yes,
very useful stuff. Rahm Emanuel, I'm sure with no fanfare, decided this information was better deep-sixed. But it was last year on Father's Day weekend when Chicago recorded 106 people shot on a weekend.
That's a lot.
Including 13 fatalities. That was the most deadly weekend in 8 years. Of course, what they say is the definition of Father's Day in the black community. Mass confusion.
Oh, come on now.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was bad. But I guess they reacted to the confusion by opening fire. They were so confused. But 106 people shot.
That's a bit many.
A bit many. I like that. That's a new. We'll add that to restorative justice.